ANC stalwart Lungi Mnganga-Gcabashe has passed away, and she was 64 years old and served as a member of the ANC's National Executive Committee and Deputy President of the ANC Women's League. Born in Gwamashu, she was a committed activist from a young age, joining the United Democratic Front and later the Natal Organization of Women, playing a key role in the fight for liberation and gender equality. To reflect on her life and legacy, joined now live by the former ANC Women's League President, Bathabile Dlamini. Good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on this afternoon. I suppose a lot in common from the same province of KwaZulu-Natal. She was raised in Gwamashu. She would have served in the corridors of government where you were once. I'm sure you would have interacted with her. You are together in the ANC. She's part of the NEC. You're together in the ANC Women's League. How do you receive the news of her passing?
Let us firstly pass our deepest condolences to the Mnganga and Gcabashe family, more particularly Spelele and her siblings, for a sudden loss of Comrade Lungi, a courageous ANC NEC member and Deputy President of the ANC Women's League. We all remain devastated for Comrade Lungi. Has always represented life, resilience, strength, and the revolutionary spirit. She embodied the power of collective resistance with her good sense of humor and a radiant smile that uplifted us all. As the saying goes, si umbutho kaKhongolose sishaywe ingozi engeqiwa ntwala. Her life was a testament to the revolutionary ethos of perseverance and defiance against oppression. I first knew Comrade Lungi when we were at school. 3 of our comrades in SASCO were killed on their way to a meeting in Durban. And 2 of them, Sluleko Shange and Mzamo Pengu, were from where the family, or where the Mnganga family stays. And that is where we met Lungi's brother, Comrade Tutu, and the family, because they were very close to the Shange family. And I must also mention that amongst the 3, Comrade Sisavanga was killed. And we all know the situation during that period. It was not fashionable to be in the struggle. And you had to be committed, and you had to commit to the sacrifice of losing your life when involved in the struggle. Comrade Lungi was also highly involved in the establishment of the structures of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, firstly in the Southern Natal region, when the structures of the Women's League were rebuilt, and after the unbanning of political organizations.
Yes.
Her organic rise within the Women's League and the broader ANC was driven by a revolutionary feminist consciousness during times when it was not fashionable, as I've said, to lead. She fought to carve spaces for women's participation and empowerment. She worked tirelessly on a full-time basis as the organizer of the African National Congress, but also served as a political leader in the African National Congress.
It is now common cause, of course, that the organization that she served, as you have well articulated, has gone through some turbulent times, or even others say going through turbulent times, and she would have been a key role in terms of calming that storm. What does her passing now mean, particularly for the liberation movement as a whole?
Actually, the first thought that came into my mind was the shock. Secondly, it just came to my attention that Comrade Lungi has always been there, and the ANC needed her a lot for what is happening in KwaZulu-Natal, because we need strong leaders that are going to ensure that the ANC goes back to its former glory in KwaZulu-Natal. And therefore, we have lost an investment, because the ANC had invested a lot on Comrade Lungi, but also Comrade Lungi was unshakable. So we were sure that she's amongst the cadres, strong comrades that must go there and work very hard. And before we were changed to other provinces, she worked in Gauteng, and comrades in Gauteng were very happy about her deployment.
Yeah.
And this is not just because she was a leader or she was elected into the National Executive Committee. It's because she is a leader of the ANC Women's League. She was a leader of the Women's League. And Comrade Lungi knows that it is women that have the capacity to mobilize for the ANC to deal with the challenges we are faced with.
Outside of the politics, outside of the business of government, outside of the other interactions in your political space, at a personal level, what are some of the interactions that would have had great impact on you having interacted with her?
Her patience. I remember when this is political, because like it's difficult to differentiate politics and social life when we work in the ANC and we grew up together in the ANC. I remember there was a comrade that became problematic in the former Natal Midlands region. And so the leadership discovered that that comrade or former comrade had a false number. And he was causing problems left and right for the ANC. And at the time, Comrade Lungi was a leader of the ANC Women's League. And she worked very hard to ensure that women did not move to the organization he formed, because when he was not elected at a conference where Comrade Gcabashe was asked by the leadership to stand for the position of the provincial secretary.
Yeah.
Comrade Lungi worked very hard, and we communicated on almost a daily basis, because we were carving the way for the ANC to ensure that women were strong, and we had to ensure that they remain determined to move forward with the struggle for women's emancipation. But also, Comrade Lungi was very patient with young women, and most of them that were developed by her occupy very senior positions, either in government and in politics. So she did not only look at herself. The whole thing was not about her. It was about the liberation of the people of South Africa and women's emancipation.
Bathabile, we appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on. Former ANC Women's League President, Bathabile Dlamini, paying her tribute and reflecting on the life of the Deputy President of the ANC Women's League, who has now passed on, Lungi Mnganga-Gcabashe.